Hi, this is Chris Hampton, and this is Champ I Am, and I just wanted to share with you today a thought about overcoming depression and doing uh, an area called mind management. I just realized, and I don't know if you realize it, but life happens. It's real out there. And what's happening is, I didn't realize, and almost realized it until I was like 3 days in it, that I was fighting a spirit of depression. I was anxious. I was feeling constantly sad. I was losing interest. I was getting to the point where I was almost locking myself and putting myself in a solitude place, which is easy for me because as much as people think that I'm a people person and I like to be in the crowd, I can hang by myself. And life is hard. I'm dealing with some personal issues where I'm taking care of a family member. When you're a caretaker and you're giving and giving and giving and giving, you find yourself sometimes you're bearing it and you feel that you're strong and you're handling it, but you just don't realize how much tension that you're receiving, how much is being pulled out of you, and sometimes you're getting to the point where, depending on how much care you have to put into that person, you get pulled thin. And then you talk about building my brand and trying to be the motivational speaker that I'm trying to encourage others. And then I look at my life and say, am I where I want to be right now? And and trying to work at healing relationships that are in my life. All these things are happening at one time, and you're thinking that, hey, I can handle this. Hey, I can handle it. And all of a sudden, I just, out of nowhere, I just felt that pressure, like it was a hand bearing down on me, and I found myself snapping and becoming angry, and not only withdrawing, but people that normally, like I said, even the people that I'm caring for would say two words and I would snap and didn't realize it. And then I got in there and I said, I know a little bit about depression. And I usually, it doesn't happen, but it's been a long time since I've experienced depression. But I felt that it was encroaching and trying to cover my life and slow me down. And all of a sudden I had to realize, and I woke up and said, hey, that's depression. And it's kind of funny. You say, "Well, Chris, you're champ. I am. Chris, you're the motivational speaker. You're supposed to be encouraging other people to stay positive." But you know what? The reality is, there's a lot of people that are leaders. There's a lot of people that you who lead you on a day-to-day basis. Your pastors, you have ministers, you have people that you look up to, and you never know what they're going through behind closed doors. You never know the pressures that they're going through behind closed doors. So if you're praying people, I would always encourage you to pray for those that are leaders. Pray for those that are out in front. Pray for those that are encouraging you, because they're encouraging you from experience, and they're giving from a well that's on within. And as a leader, we have to always make sure that we are open, and that we are open, and that we are always refilling ourselves as well, because it's when we get low in our reservoir that we become open to the encroachment of depression. So you're not immune from depression coming on you. You're not immune from the approach of depression, but you can have responsibility on how much real estate you allow depression to come into your life. You have the ability to shirk off that depression. Not everything is a medical thing. I also believe that depression can be dealt with if it's severe with medicine, but I also do believe that a key to overcoming depression is also a matter of the inner man, that the inside man, that you have to protect that inside man and be able to make sure that you are keeping your wells full with the right people, full with the right influences, making sure that your cup never runs empty. So I'm going to give you some tips. I just want to just share what I learned once I was able to identify that it was that spirit of depression encroaching on my life. I had to be able to say, yo, back it up. No, this is not the life that I choose to live. These are not the areas that I choose to think on. Because when depression hits your mind, it hits your mind in such a way that it starts to deal with your thought life. So the first thing that you need to understand is that you have to be in conscious um, development and protection of your mind. And when I talk about your minds, I'm talking about your thoughts. Because your thought life is important. And the very first thing that it seems that depression is dealing with, it deals with those strong feelings about how you feel about you. When I was looking at my life, I was looking at my life and I was feeling that I was not where I needed to be as fast as I needed to be. I'm at a certain age and I should be further along than where I'm at. Can I be honest with you? I was looking at it in the lights of saying, I can't take this anymore with the stress that I was dealing with. I was looking at my life and saying, maybe I'm not good enough to be this, or maybe I'm not going to be, maybe I'm not that maybe it's not my season, even though I believe that this is going to be one of the greatest years of my life. These were the voices that were talking to me in my mind. I am a failure. That's what the words say. I am. You're still writing your book, and you're still writing. You're always saying these things. You're not coming. You're coming up short. And I'm sharing this because you need to understand that it's the same trick that happens over and over and over. Depression is going to focus on your inadequacies. But you have control. And I'm going to give you the control part is that you need to understand how important it is to control your thought life. There's a scripture that says, and I like the scripture, it says in Philippians chapter 8, and it says, fix your thoughts on what is true, what is honorable and right. Think about those things that are pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. So when that mindset, that depression mindset tries to overwhelm you and overshadow you, the light of truth that's in your life is saying you got to think about those things that are true. Okay? Here's the truth. I am more than able to do my plans. I am more than able to do the vision that is given to me for my life. I am exactly where I need to be in this time in my life for the lessons that I need to be learned. Think about those things that are true. I am working day by day to complete my project. May not be as fast as I thought, but I am working on it. It's better than me not doing anything at all. Think of those things that are lovely. All right, I might not be in the relationship of my dreams, but you know what? We're working on it. And each day is getting better and better and better than the last way. You look at your relationship and you're saying all the duties. Listen, I have strength given to me to take care of my mom. I have the strength to protect my family. I have the strength to care for those that I love and keep. I have the ability that I also know that the ability that's on around me is when I'm connected to my God, that His grace is sufficient for me. Even at my weakest point, I'm strong. Don't want to sound like I'm preaching to you, but those are the inner man thoughts that are in me. And if I can get that in my mind and get my thoughts to overcome those negative thoughts, actually taking those thoughts into captivity, you want to make those negative thoughts your prisoner. Because if you don't, what happens is your thoughts will make a prisoner out of you. So the next important step, and I'm going to end it up here, is you want to talk about your thought life, but then you also want to address your speaking. Because I caught myself getting angry and speaking out and lashing out and becoming irritable and all those things. Those thoughts that I just gave, those lovely thoughts, those true thoughts, those honorable thoughts, those pure thoughts, those thoughts that are excellent and worthy of praise, you have to get them in your mouth and be able to speak them back to those negative words. Because whether you believe it or not, your words have life. Great example. You wake up in the morning and say, this is going to be the worst day of my life. And what happens? It ends up being the worst day of your life. Why can't you just put your bed to the corner like I do and get out the bed and say, I only got one side of the bed to get out, and this is the best side of the bed. Today's going to be a great day. Today is going to be a day of opportunities. You know what? Even if bad things happen, and you look at you say, bad things may happen, but I'm going to make an opportunity out of the worst situations. Change the way that you speak about your situation. Speak life to your situations. You know what? You say, oh, you're just mumbo jumbo, just talking about words. You know what? It's so easy for us to come negative from our mouths. Why can't we just train our mouths to speak those things that are positive? Because your words are going to affirm your thoughts. And you know what? If we can get your thinking right, we can get our words right, and we speak those words, and then what happens is we find out we get our actions. And then the third part is you find someone that you can talk to. Because I think what depression tries to do is depression tries to alienate you. Depression tries to put you in that room by yourself. And you know what? Sometimes it's good to be by yourself, but when you're dealing with depression, find someone that understands, and is going to speak the right things into you, is going to affirm those positive words that you have spoken over your life, but also that's going to keep you accountable and not allow you to fall into that funk. And that will encourage you with the truth that you know is right about you. Don't go to those people that have the same mindset and the same negative mindset, because that negative is just going to breed a pit of negativity. Find those people that are stronger, that are able to encourage you, that always have a positive word for you and encourage you and are willing to pray for you. So, again, I've taken my time to share with you. I've been a little transparent with you. I realize that more people are suffering with depression, and I'm not in any ways a doctor or trying to be clinical or psychological with you, but I do understand the workings of the inner man in my life, and I just wanted to share what's working for me, because the moment that I was able to catch myself, address my thought life, go back and deal with my mouth, and then talk to people that are able to encourage me and remind me of my true self and put me back on that path, I was quickly able to recover and move out of the shadow of depression. And I know that there are people out there that are dealing with depression, and maybe you are in a situation where you just want to give it up. Please, there's a lot more to live for. Don't give up. You are a treasure. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God made you with a purpose and a vision for this life, even if it's to impact one person. That one person that you may impact may be the main key to changing a generation. Don't give up. Don't give in. Address your thoughts. Watch your mouth. And find those people that are there to encourage you. Have a great day. This is Chris Hampton with Champ I Am. I hope this was helpful. Follow me at champiam.org, and I look forward to giving you another inspirational, motivational tip. Have a great day.